You have probably heard the saying popularized by Lord Acton that power tends to corrupt and absolute power corrupts absolutely. This saying is not just true to politicians and the giants of the financial world. This maxim is also true in the church and among the followers of Christ. Perhaps because power satisfies our need for personal control. Personal control is not always negative. Leaders can use their power to control, to get things done. In fact, according to Ryan R.M.'s self-determination theory, personal control has been linked to beneficial outcomes, both for individuals and their social environment. For some people, power seems to bring out their best. In the study published a decade ago in the Journal of Applied Psychology, researcher DeCellis and her co-authors insisted that power doesn't corrupt. It only heightens pre-existing ethical tendencies. The problem, though, is our sinful nature, and all of us have it. And power may strengthen it. I have seen several Christian leaders fell into this trap. The life of King Saul illustrated this. The Lord called Saul to lead Israel, which he did very well. However, in his leadership journey, King Saul failed to obey the Lord completely. His heart was divided between doing what God has instructed him to do and what he knows will bring him much success. King Saul was successful in winning battles because God was with him and was fighting the Lord's battle. Little did he know that he was slowly being eaten up and corrupted by his success and power. Saul then started believing in his giftedness and talent in winning the war. He, from time to time, would consult the Lord, but there were times that the king would back off from asking God and would go ahead and do what he thinks is needed. Saul is strategic, and therefore he relies so much on his experience and talent in strategizing. Eventually, King Saul had forgotten that he was fighting the Lord's battle and not his. He started making the battle about himself, embracing an identity of a successful warrior. At one point, King Saul even coordinated the construction of his own monument after winning the war. He started using God to succeed in the battle he owns instead of allowing God to use him for the Lord's battle. He enjoyed his success and power so much to the point of holding to his position so tightly. Today, one idol that Christian leaders have a hard time giving up is their leadership position. Their titles give them power and control, which they are using for the greater good of their constituents, of their congregation, but are also for personal gain. The gain may not be about material things, but the personal gain may be in the form of influence, respect, admiration of people, or even good name. In short, personal glory. Christian leaders can become intoxicated by this personal glory they are getting from their position and can delude themselves that they are working for the greater good, yet engage in idolatrous behavior. So, don't make God's battle about ourselves. No, the battle is the Lord's, and all glory should be His alone.